Hello, this is Rory with the Love Chat, and today's topic is Holiday Pep Talk. Now, this is video number 278. If you have a question you would like for me to consider featuring on the Love Chat, please write it in a comment below. And if you enjoy my videos, I'd be very grateful if you would subscribe and hit like. So before I get into the video, I just want to give you guys a couple of announcements, things that are changing within the channel and that are going to be really exciting and that we're going to be expanding a lot. So the first of which is I'm going to start doing new videos on a second channel. It's not going to be created yet. I will let you know when it's created. And those videos will be with other coaches specifically for fitness, yoga, meditation, general wellness. And that's going to be happening very soon, like within the next 2 or 3 weeks. A couple of months ago, right around March, we were supposed to move the Love Chat into a studio, and the purpose of the studio was going to be for recording and for video editing and things like that, as well as finishing the audiobook, but that all had to be shut down due to the coronavirus pandemic, which has just basically just gotten worse and worse in the United States. And so now we are finally going to be moving into a studio, and we're going to be really cranking out new content, as well as additional content here on the Love Chat main channel. I know that a lot of you have noticed that the video production has slowed down, and really that's just because life took over, coaching took over, and I'm going to double down my efforts to produce more content for you guys, as well as finishing the audiobook and doing the wellness channel, and just a lot of really cool stuff, especially cool stuff on Twitch, and I will be hosting a talk show on Twitch. And so if you want to get more information about that, just go to twitch.tv/HiRory. and give a follow so that you can see when that talk show goes live. Now then, let's dive right into today's topic, which is the holidays. Look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that the holidays are easy for people who are going through breakups. They suck. You're thinking about your ex. You're wondering what the right move is. If I wish my ex a Merry Christmas, does my chance get better or worse? What if I send them a present? After all, they've been in my life forever, and just because I'm not with them romantically doesn't mean I can't do this thing for them, although secretly in the back of my head, I really just want to win them back. That would be the best present. Now, I get it. You're going through tons of questions, and let me be perhaps the only person on YouTube to tell you that nobody knows what the right move is. But we have to go with what's best for our mental health, for a couple of different reasons. If there's one thing I've learned from breakups, and going through breakups, of which I've unfortunately had to go through many, it's that you never want to put yourself in a situation where you are selling yourself to another person. And by that I mean, if they could not see your value enough to stay and want to work things out, don't try and prove to them that you're valuable. Because all that's going to do in that moment is have you doubt your own value even more. It's sort of like going on a dating app and swiping, and you think you're a relatively good-looking person, but the match qualities are just not there, or the match quantities are not there, and so what does that tell you? I must not be good enough. I'm getting ghosted left and right if I get matched at all. And that basically hardwires into your brain, I must not be good enough. And this is one of the reasons I don't recommend people use dating apps, is because it's not that you're not good enough, it's that they have endless choice. There's hundreds of millions of people. And we just don't want to put ourselves in situations where we need to sell ourselves. We spend so much time trying to think of the best way to win someone back that we forget what initially won them in the first place. Was it you begging and pleading and wondering if you should hand them flowers? Or was it you just living your best life, focusing for the most part on yourself? And, at the time you met this person, you were just doing your thing. It wasn't about impressing them. It's about you having a good time with your friends, or maybe you did meet them on a dating app, but you probably shrugged and figured, all right, well, we'll see how this goes. And you had just a sort of non-committal approach to it. And these days, we're so invested in an outcome that we forget to just enjoy the experience. And I've seen it thousands of times. When you just let things take their organic course, they'll usually have a much more positive outcome. But if you try and force things and get things to be your way, well, that's when they don't. So with the holidays, we're always wondering what's the right move, instead of just thinking, hey, look, I don't have them right now. It's upsetting and I wish I did. And I'm going to be thinking about them. That's totally fine. I'm allowed to be in that place. My emotions matter. And I want to have a good holiday, at least as good as I can. So why don't I devote this holiday to myself, my family, my loved ones? And of course, you wished that they were counted among your loved ones, but we can't control that right now. We're focused on something we cannot control and wondering why we feel powerless. Instead, let's focus on the things, guys, just this year. 2020 sucked so much. Let's just focus on the things we do control, just this year, and see what happens. Like, what do we have to lose? What are you missing out on? Another month of sadness? Oh, cool. Well, that's new. That's interesting. So it's not that I'm making fun of you, truly. It's that you deserve to have a good holiday season. So, as weird as this sounds, as unhelpful as this might sound, I just want you to consider this for a second. What if this was the best holiday season ever? What if you took it upon yourself, just this once, just this year, to make it an amazing holiday season for yourself, for your family, for your friends, and we'll just see what happens? Because what's the other option? Sitting, being sad, focusing on the things that you do not have, focusing on the things you do not control, and that's like a recipe for depression or getting stuck in a rut. Instead, what if we're like, look, I wish them all the best. I wish they were here with me to celebrate with me, but the train doesn't stop just because they're not on it. The show is not over just because they're not in it, but maybe they're in season 2. I don't know. What I do know is that complaining about how they're not in season 1 will not make them suddenly reappear. And you deserve all the happiness in the world. And what will help bring that into reality is when you begin working towards the things that make you happy. Because guess what? It's not just your ex. Sure, they're one part of the pie, but there are many parts that compose this whole thing. So what else makes you happy? This season, particularly in the quarantine, I've really thrown myself into physical fitness because I didn't want to do the exact opposite thing, which is gain, the quarantine 20 or 30 or 40, depending on, depending on how much free time you have. Although I'm not going to lie, folks, on Thanksgiving, I had my fair share of carbs. But the point is that there are choices that we have to make as we go through life. This is a choice. Nobody wants to cheer for the person sitting alone in the rubble of their life. They want to cheer for the person who gets knocked down and says, "Is that all you got?" And they get back up. And they're happy for the experience because they understand that breakups happen because our life typically is out of balance. And this is a wonderful reminder to put things back in balance. And we allow ourselves the possibility, just the possibility, that greater exists. A greater relationship with your ex, perhaps. But if not them, a greater relationship with someone who can make you even more happy. Think about the amount of pain that you and your ex have gone through. Think about the amount of pain this breakup is delivering you. You can only go through that amount of pain if it means that you were brought that amount of happiness. It's relative. Now imagine how happy you could be with the next person, even if the next person is your ex. You are learning something. You are growing. Now, I don't know about you, but for me personally, the number one way to get into a rut is when I stop growing, is when I am stagnating, is when I am just at a status quo, 180 degrees. I'm not growing. There's nothing to strive for. That is the quickest way to get into a rut, at least for me. And so, breakups suck. They're not fun. They're not easy. But they are wonderful, wonderful times of growth if you let them be. They can be also times where you destroy all the parts of your life that aren't working for you. Perhaps there's some friends you need to let go of. Perhaps there's some hobbies or skills that you're not really using and that you could polish up on. Perhaps there's new comfort zones that you need to create from the ashes of your old comfort zone. So yeah, the holidays are going to suck and you're going to miss your ex. And for 90% of you, I recommend not reaching out if the breakup is fresh. If the breakup's been going on for a while and there's no bad blood and you want to wish your ex happy Kwanzaa, that's fine. It's not a big deal. But make sure that if you decide to do that, because this is a personal decision, and if you don't feel ready, don't do it. But if you decide to do it, leave it there. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. Hope you have a good day. That's it. No expectation tied to it. No further discussion. No expecting an answer. Just, hey, this is for you because I care about you and I just want you to know that you matter. Boom. Done. And if you don't feel ready, don't do it. This is not me coaching you to do it. It's just, we need to remember basic human decency in all of this. So sure, maybe somebody broke up with you and maybe you're heartbroken. And if you feel that wishing them a Merry Christmas or something like that is going to do you damage, don't do it. It's about your mental health first. It's about how you're doing first. But if you're doing okay, and you're cherishing the time that you got to spend with your ex, hey, Merry Christmas. Hope you have a good holiday. That's it. No big deal. And in the meantime, remember that a breakup is not a loss. It is a gain. Because you got to spend a wonderful amount of time with your ex. You got to connect with somebody emotionally and physically, intimately, spiritually, etc. And the breakup is a reminder, hey, you're not done growing. Imagine how much you like yourself. Imagine how much more you could like yourself. Imagine how much you like your ex. Imagine how much better the next relationship you have could be. It's just an amazing time for growth if you let it be. But so many people resist. They don't want to face the possibility that they might not ever have this person back. Even though we know growing is a good thing, and we know trying to return to what was is the opposite of growth. It's going backwards. It's rescinding. It's shrinking. It's what we already had, not what comes next. So I'll let those of you who are going through a breakup in on a little secret. No dating coach knows what's going to happen next. No dating coach, no guru knows what's going to happen next. We cannot know. It's mind reading, it's future telling. I don't know. I cannot sit here and tell you that no contact is 100% the best way to get your ex back, which is why I don't try to. I tell you that no contact is the best thing for you. I like to place control in the things that I can control. I do not control what your ex does. I do not control what my exes do. Everybody's going to make their own choices, and those choices are going to be based on what they think is best for them, usually. What's really important is that you put the love, the time, the effort, the dedication into something worthwhile that pays dividends for years to come, and that is yourself. So this year, make it the best Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, New Year, whatever you happen to celebrate. Make it the best one you can. You deserve this. Treat yourself, but at the same time, put yourself to work. Make something better in your life. Make something better in your family. You can do it, and you deserve it. Make a friend. Volunteer somewhere. Pick up some weights. Talk to a counselor. You deserve a better, happier you, and you have all the power in the world to make that a reality. And the best part is, you'll never regret it. You'll never regret working on yourself. That's what I love about this information. It's simple, and it works. And you will never look back 5 years from now and say, gosh darn it, I'm so angry I went to the gym that one time and now I have a six-pack. I'm so unhappy that I went to the counselor and now I have good mental health. I'm so unhappy that I learned how to do yoga. So give yourself the gift of self-love. You can do this. I'm proud of everybody. Make it the best holiday you possibly can. You can do this. I'll talk to you all next time.